Hi everyone, so today we are going to read the first chapter of The Nowhere Emporium by Ross Mackenzie. I've always wanted to read this book, just looks really exciting, and the back just thinks a mysterious shop can appear at any time in any city, a magical labyrinth of rooms, so it just looks really exciting, so let's get started. Ooh. Prologue. The Shop from Nowhere. The Shop from Nowhere arrived with the dawn on a crisp November morning. Word travelled quickly round the village, and by midday the place was abuzz with rumour and hearsay. There were 4 shops in the row yesterday. Today there are 5. Did you hear? It sits between the butchers and the ironmongers. The brickwork is black as midnight, and it sparkles strangely in the light. By evening time, a curious crowd had begun to gather around the mysterious building. They jostled for position and traded strange and wonderful theories about where the shop had come from and what it might sell, all the while hoping to catch a glimpse of movement through the darkened windows. The shop was indeed built from bricks the colour of midnight, bricks that shimmered and sparkled under the glow of the gas street lamps. Blocking the doorway was a golden gate so fine and intricate that some wondrous spider might have spun it. Over the windows, curling letters spelt out the name, the Nowhere Emporium. There was a glimmer of movement in the entranceway, and a ripple of excitement passed through the crowd, and then silence fell. A silence so deep and heavy that it seemed to hang in the atmosphere like mist. The shop's doors swung open. The fine golden gate turned to dust, scattering in the wind. The air was suddenly alive with 100 scents, the perfume of toasted coconut and baking bread, of salty sea air and freshly fallen rain, of bonfires and melting ice. A dove emerged from the darkness of the shop and soared through the air, wings flashing white in the blackness. The enchanted crowd watched it as it climbed until it was lost to the night. And then, as one, they gasped. The black sky exploded with light and colour, and a message in dazzling firework sparks and shimmers spelled out, "The Nowhere Emporium is open for business. Bring your imagination." The writing hung in the air just long enough for everyone to read it, and then the words began falling to the ground, a rain of golden light. The crowd laughed in delight, reaching out to catch the sparks as they fell. Everyone who'd gathered outside the Emporium was entranced. No one had ever seen a spectacle such as this. One by one, they walked forward, touched the sparkling black brickwork, examined the tips of their fingers, and then they stepped through the door to find out what was waiting. 2 days later, when the shop had vanished, a stranger arrived in the village. He was polite, and he paid for his room with stiff new banknotes. But something about him, his startling height perhaps, or the hungry look in his cold blue eyes, troubled the villagers. He asked questions about a shop built from midnight bricks, but the tall man couldn't find a single person in the village who could recall the Emporium. Within a day, he too was gone, and all trace of these strange events faded from the history of the place. Those who'd walked through the Emporium's doors had no memory of anything they might have seen inside. More importantly, none of them recalled the price of admission, the little piece of themselves they'd given for a glimpse at the Emporium's hidden secrets and wonders. Bring your imagination, the sign in the sky had requested. Ooh. Chapter 1. A Chance Encounter. Glasgow, present day. Look out, coming through. Oi! Watch where you're going, wee man. Sorry. Daniel Holmes started through the Saturday shopping crowd in Glasgow, pushing and twisting and weaving. His lungs burned and his legs ached, but he didn't stop. He couldn't stop. Spud Harper and his gang were chasing him, and everyone in the children's home knew that if Spud Harper was after you, you didn't slow down. Daniel wheeled left at a butcher shop, almost slipping on a blood-red puddle. He turned into the narrow street lined with old buildings, housing fashion boutiques, restaurants and coffee shops. Carved stone angels and gargoyles seemed to watch the street from high above. Daniel's head swung right to left. Where next? He wondered how far he was from the bus station. He imagined jumping on a bus headed to the coast, where he could stow away on a boat and escape from Glasgow and St. Catherine's. Somewhere with no Spud Harper would be nice. Not crying for your dad? Spud yelled at him from somewhere back among the crowds. "You were wailing like a baby in your sleep again last night. The whole home heard you. Daddy, Daddy, don't die, Daddy. Ha ha! Don't worry, wee man. When we're through with you, you'll have something else to cry about." Spud and his gang were bigger than Daniel, and faster and stronger. Sooner or later they'd catch him. He sprinted across the street, jinked into the nearest shop, and slammed the heavy door shut. He clutched at his chest and watched through the darkened glass of the door, crouching out of sight. He could hear Spud's gang shouting as they thundered past. "Where'd he go? Where is the weasel? Must be up here." Daniel's shoulders sagged. He closed his eyes and breathed deeply. The air was infused with the jumbled perfume of furniture polish and dust, and something like melting chocolate. Then he opened his eyes, and for the first time he became fully aware of his surroundings. The shop was a cave of wonders. Everywhere he looked, Daniel saw something he wanted to pick up, to hold, to have as his own. Silver and gold and crystal gleamed and sparkled in the light of the spitting fire. Intricate wooden clocks and mirrors of varying size and splendor covered the walls. Tiny fish flashed like bars of copper in a glass tank. There were porcelain dolls and wooden soldiers, rusted swords, stuffed animals, columns of books as high as the ceiling, jewels that seemed to glow with a silvery light. A stuffed